Imagine this. You give 7 years of your life to someone. You build a home together, share a future together, even raise a dog together. And then one day, he tosses it all aside for a younger girl he met on TikTok. That's exactly what happened to me. But don't worry. He didn't walk away without consequences. Because every single day since the breakup, I've been sending him a little reminder of exactly what I think of him. And trust me, it's the kind of revenge you can't unread. If you've ever been cheated on, underestimated, or made to feel like you weren't enough, this story is for you. Stick around, hit that like button and subscribe, because you're about to hear one of the pettiest and most satisfying revenge stories you'll ever come across. I was 25 years old when this all went down. My ex-fiancé, let's call him Derek, was 27. We'd been together for 7 years. 7 years of birthdays, family holidays, inside jokes, and long nights dreaming about our future. To me, Derek wasn't just my partner. He was my safe place, my constant. At least that's what I thought. But over time, little cracks began to show. I'd notice him glued to his phone at odd hours, smiling at messages he wouldn't let me see. When I asked about it, he always brushed me off with that same patronizing line. "Don't worry, babe, she's just my best friend." And I wanted to believe him. I really did. But my gut told me something was wrong. By January of this year, my suspicions were eating me alive. He was more distant, more secretive, and every confrontation ended with me questioning myself. Was I being paranoid, jealous, insecure? Then came the breaking point. We sat down one night, supposedly to work on our issues. And by the end of that conversation, Derek had broken off our engagement. He made it sound like we'd just grown apart, like it was no one's fault. But the very same day I saw him on social media, posting about his new love, plastering pictures of himself with some 21-year-old girl he'd met on TikTok. I felt like the air had been punched out of me. 7 years of my life, erased in an Instagram post. And the worst part, he hadn't even known her in person until recently. But that didn't stop him from flying her out, moving her 6 states away into his dad's house, and parading her around like his shiny new prize. I was humiliated, angry, heartbroken, and underneath it all I felt disposable. Now here's where things get interesting. Derek and I had a dog together, a sweet, goofy pup named Rosie. She was more than just a pet, she was family. When we split, the house we'd been living in was mine. Rosie had a safe yard, plenty of stability, and she was best friends with my roommate's dogs. Deep down, I knew she'd be better off with me. And surprisingly, Derek agreed. Maybe guilt was eating at him. Maybe he didn't want the responsibility. Either way, he asked for just one thing. "Can you send me pictures of her? Just so I know how she's doing." And that's when it hit me. A chance. My little slice of poetic justice. I smiled sweetly and said, "Sure. I'll email you some photos every few months." But in my head, I was already plotting. Because here's the thing about heartbreak. It makes you desperate for closure. And sometimes closure doesn't come from forgiveness. It comes from making the person who hurt you squirm, even just a little. So the next day, when I let Rosie outside to do her business, inspiration struck. I snapped a picture. Not of her playing fetch. Not of her wagging her tail. Nope. I took a picture of Rosie mid-squat, leaving behind a steaming pile in the grass. I emailed it to Derek. And the next day, I did it again, and again, and again. Different angles, different lighting. Sometimes even videos for variety. Every single day, Derek's inbox grew with my carefully curated gallery of dog poop. I imagined him opening those emails, maybe expecting a sweet photo of his beloved pet, only to be greeted by Rosie in her most unflattering moments. The beauty of it was the subtlety. On the surface, I was keeping my promise. I was sending him updates. But deep down, we both knew what it meant. This is what I think of you. This is what you deserve. And let me tell you, each time I hit send, I felt a little lighter, a little stronger, a little less broken. It was the pettiest, silliest revenge. And yet it worked. By the 2-month mark, Derek had an entire inbox full of Rosie's bathroom breaks. Dozens of pictures. Couple of videos. Enough material to create a very unflattering scrapbook. And while I can't say for sure how he reacted, he never wrote back. I like to imagine him showing off his new girlfriend, scrolling through his email, only to stumble across a fresh reminder of the life he tossed away. Not me crying. Not me begging. Not me broken. Just his ex-fiancée living her best life. And the only connection he has left, being literal crap. It was poetic. It was petty. And it was perfect. The truth is, I don't care what he tells his new girlfriend. I don't care if she knew about me or if he lied to her. Because at the end of the day, his actions told me everything I needed to know. And now, I'm happier than I've been in years. I'm reconnecting with old friends, trying new things, surrounding myself with people who actually value me. Rosie's thriving too. Belly rubs, pup friends, all the love she could want. The best revenge I ever got wasn't just the poop pictures. It was realizing that I'm better off without him. So tell me, what's the pettiest, most satisfying revenge you've ever pulled off? Drop it in the comments because I want to read them all. And if this story gave you even a little satisfaction, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and remember, karma may take its time, but when it shows up, it always delivers.